Alright, welcome back to the conversation, to the... What, I could still question him about these things?
A halfway finished. I think he was playing both. If it was merely for entertainment, it wouldn't be a problem. But I know that every action he takes has its own special purpose, especially now that his remaining time is limited. Who is it? This My Fairy character you keep speaking to?
He said not to talk about
You
that.
can't see her?
Her! It's the girl. It's not York anymore.
Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder.
So York is no longer
You were
with him.
subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it, and no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together, is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle, but my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there, on your lap this entire time. Hey, stop it. No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
What happened? Did she... Why did she freak... What?
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams.
He talked at length about Tom and Jerry.
Current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abraham, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana, not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness, aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve, which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries, and they always have the most bizarre timing.
Where'd York go? How are we gonna explain York? Zach died and went to heaven at the end of the first one. And then York was like, hey, let's go to Louisiana. Something weird's happening. I'll bring you back to life.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse. and its owner, but we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
Awkward.
The large man, yes? No need to answer. If you don't want to, I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason, even this messy room. There must be a reason for it, especially when it comes to those
die, so he
strangely
doesn't give a
tidy
shit.
spots. They're practically begging me to question them. Poly-MVA supplements and a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup? How does he truly feel?
Okay, we don't want to look at the strangely clean spot, because that's the one she was like, oh, let's, you know, I almost feel like looking at it.
This
So I'm
room's
not
a
gonna question
total
him yet.
mess. But certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man.
Oop, I didn't look at that. Oh,
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
oh, I should have actually looked at those. Can't wait for York to talk about every single
We're
one of those.
retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, they live.
Yeah, talk about old movies.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
True.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption.
It's
But
not.
that film changed my life.
That film's a filthy, stinking liar.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me.
You're right, Scribbles. Highly concentrated vitamin C would be the power of the sun in the palm of your hand, technically. Yeah.
When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence. Yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
They're trying to be like, who's the fairy? Who are you talking about? It's obviously the girl you spend most of the game with.
This room, is it just...
Yes, he is
Mr.
smoking
Morgan.
a blunt.
I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean.
Zach gets high every day.
Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places, hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon. Don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve, then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taking control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more.
Well, I'm still not seeing anything with that seeing eye thing. It's almost used up.
Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something?
Okay, it's coming back very slowly if I wait here. Very slowly.
Agent Jones, did you find the files?
Greenvale!
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Damn.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Damn, girl, you fucked up his neuroses.
Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever touch one again.
I'll murder you! Like I did that girl! And cut up her I mean...
I'm not Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch. Stay away.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Oh.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red, and I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case. Soon after Agent
is such a
Jones
game.
started
I can't wait.
monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash, but he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts. Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls?
What is that even for? I haven't seen it do anything, and it's almost out, which is... And she sees red when she does that.
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit from back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
If this wasn't such a long-ass thing, I would run it out on purpose.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle, you're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
The files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010, officially titled the Greenville case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news. Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat.
I remember when it was investigated by two men from Canada, who then broke up in subsequent years.
Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years.
And the two best friends broke up.
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work.
Because the two best friends had broken up and you were devastated.
What happened?
I already told you, Aaliyah.
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
And start the video game?
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state.
This has been going on for an hour.
The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power.
I love it.
Meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too
It's
can acquire
Swery!
that power.
$60!
Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree?
I can't wait till I have to fight squirrels so they stop stealing my evidence.
Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your bell's already stolen the reins from you.
I mean, I'm sure I could just look here and get to the game, but...
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head? The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's fifth chronometer. Completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
That was pointless. I love it.
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf.
It's the hidden leaf. It's the leaf that contains the southern flying squirrel.
The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
I can't vision anymore.
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds. Tree.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes. Smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Whoa, Zach. Did the cannabis finally kick in?
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you.
An hour in, we'll get to game, boys.
We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then.
York.
The other me. My better half.
Oh my god, something happened to York. Ah. I wonder what happened to York. Oh, hello. Possible copyright song.
Never a choice when somebody needs you.
I'm just gonna mute this just in case. But that was the most amazing start. That was the most amazing start of any game I've ever played. An hour of just investigating things that make no sense. A freaking honeycomb in a jar of royal jelly. Oh my god. This is amazing. And now I oh hey, hello. But now I finally get into the actual gameplay. And I can't I'm nervous. What happened to York? The Deep South, theme of Deadly Premonition 2. So, oh my god, gee, what the hell? Why is someone's ass there? What is going on here? Why is the trumpet going up her butt? And why is now that trumpet attached to a man's mouth? What's going on over here? I'm like, and Francis is like, jeez! Jesus is oh god. What is okay. Wow. Oh, what the fuck was that? That was a guy in lingerie. What the fuck happened? What's going on? Yeah, it was directed by Swery. Yeah, it was directed by Swery. Oh my god, Swery, what have you done, you madman? You madman.